Here today, finally, the finished mini from our Harvest of Memories crop that we had last month. And what happened with this mini is that I sent materials to several of the other girls, and we all made a fall mini with those materials, and we added a few bits and pieces of our own supplies, but in general we worked with the same materials. The fabric was a VIP print that I had had several years in my stash, so everybody got some of that. And then this binding came from Walmart, and it's an embossed fabric, so I gave everybody some of that. And then here, for the charms, I used a fishing swivel to attach it to my mini. And then I have this charm here that I made. It has a maple leaf on it. So I just added this to it because it fit. And this is a charm that I made a number of months ago, and there's a YouTube video on it. You can find that on YouTube Laughing Stamper channel if you need to go back and see that. I showed how to make this. And then these other charms, these two here were given to me, and I just added some chain to the heart charm, and the leaf charm was silver, and I used a little alcohol ink on that. On the front we have leaves and roses from IamRoses.com, and then some plastic leaves that I picked up at Michael's. And then we have some paper leaves on here which were cut, that's a Cuttlebug die. And then our bling, the bling that I have here is from Michael's Dollar Bin, and I use glossy accents to adhere that down so it would stay down really well on these materials. Everybody got some of this trim, and then the green trim I added. Everybody had a Tim Holtz hitch fastener, and that's what I used to bind mine here. And when you open it up, I just used a couple snaps here to make this pocket. And this is an envelope mini. I used 6x6 envelopes, and then to make this flap, I cut down an envelope, cut them in half, and hot glued the edge, and then used a hinge binding to attach it. So the paper is Tim Coffey paper, most of it, and on this page I added glitter, of course, and then this leaf was a piece of chipboard, and I used some ink with some alcohol ink and made this mottled look, and then added some UT to get the shine and the stability to it. I'm really happy with the way that turned out. That looks a lot like a real dry oak leaf. Skeletonized leaf that came from I Am Roses, and then the pop dimensional here, that's part of the Tim Coffey paper, some of the grand adhesions. Then we have a mat and journal spot here, and then we have a flap. And on the flap, it's a belly band, and this was part of the Tim Coffey Papers, some borders that I purchased, and I just cut that down to fit. So you can slip things underneath the band. And then there's a tag, and I made this in a Ustream class, the embossing class that I taught. And that flips over, and we have another tag. And then I just inked this one. This is a number 5 tag. And you put a journal spot on there and a little bit of embossing on those pumpkins. Then I have another little photo mat and journal spot. Then this flips over. And of course had to add some glitter to this page. Added some glitter and bling to the flower, and this pocket I cut, this was from my stash. It is a die from Paper Tray Ink, and then this is the Tim Holtz Baroque die, obviously, and I embossed with copper on there for the photo mat, and then used a gold paint pen and some gold glitter around the edge. Then here we have another belly band and a stick pin that I just put that together and added some glue. And I added the word fall across here. And this stamp set is from Scrollswork, and that's their typewriter alphabet. And then here I have some top note dies to use as brown photo mat and journal spot. And then this opens up and it looks like this. I tried to coordinate it so that when this was opened up, it matched on the page both ways this direction and also when it was open this way. So here we have a Sizzix die of the stamps, and I just added some acetate to the frames. And then we have a tag, and I also did this on my embossing class. This opens up, and we have a piece of acetate. Everybody got a piece of acetate, a decorative piece of acetate, and each person had a little bit different sheet, and this happened to be what I got. And then I used some stickles along the edge here to help hide the glue. This opens up, and then again this tag I made during my embossing class. This is embossing technique, and I used a stamp, and this folds down, and we have a journal spot and a photo mat. And this is just nice. I colored the piece with ink, and then I used clear UT, and while it was hot I stamped it, and then I applied some gold ink, some metallic ink, and that didn't dry really well. It still wanted to smudge, so then I added some glossy accents over that and some glitter. And these were flowers and buttons. We all got some of those. Oops. And this opens up here, and of course you can place photos down in the corner. And these were flowers that I cut on my Cricut. And then these are the Cuttlebug leaves, and then I just embossed those. And we have another mat, just stamped on there. If you need to know any of these stamps, I can always look that up for you. You need that information, so just let me know. And then here we have a little pocket for a journal spot. And then here we have a place for photos or journaling, and then this opens up. The border here, again, are some of the borders that match the paper, and I just cut that down. Okay, on this page I took some clear UD and I added some glitter. I sent everybody a little bit of glitter, and so I just added some glitter to my UT. These were chipboard frames. I inked them, then I used the UT with the glitter and a gold paint pen, and then I added some acetate to that. And then these were just stickers that I framed out and matted and added some glitter to. Then here's a flower that I made, and this is another belly band, of course, and the border here is another one that matched the papers, so you can place photos underneath. And we have another tag here so that you can place a couple photos. Okay, that opens out this way. This is just a piece of the paper that I ran through my die cut machine. It's a Sizzix die. And then this tag comes out. And there's a little scarecrow that's in the corn. That's from a stencil that I used. And then this is a tea-dyed number 5 tag, and then a stamp set from Stampin' Up, and then also a stamp from Scrolls Work at the bottom there. So thought that went with it pretty well. And then this corrugated paper came from one of the gals in Korea. You can find her on YouTube at Craft Stash. She sent me that as a rack a while back. And then here everybody was sent a CD sleeve. I covered mine with paper just to make it a place to add a photo. Added a sticker, popped it up, some die cuts that I ran through my machine. And then here on the last page, we have the Stampin' Up envelope, and I glitzed it up and glittered it. And also the pocket is a pocket, and there's room for this number 5 tag. And it opens out this way. Here again was a leaf that is a piece of chipboard, and I just colored it green. I just inked it with green ink and used the clear UT again on that. Then a couple flowers with some glitter and bling. I used glitter everywhere. That's part of the, it took such a long time because I glittered pretty much every page, so I always had to wait for the glitter to dry. And there's another mat, journal spot. And here I took ribbon to create this pocket, and I just wove it and glued it together with crystal accents or glossy accents, whichever brand you purchase. And then this tag was made from the packaging that this bling came on. So I just cut it down and used it because it had a nice little gold trim on it, and then I just glitzed it up some and stamped the back. And then we've got another tag right here, and another set of stamps that were colored and adhered to it. And this was a tag that I made with homemade glimmer mist. Okay. So, and then our last page is another Sizzix die, and then I added some acetate also to this frame. And this is open, so you just slip your photo down in there, of course. And then the flower came from a flower swap that I participated in, and that's pretty eyelet. And then on the inside here, the rubber band is attached to a paper clip, and that's glued down to keep the rubber band from pulling through. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Come check us out on our blog and on our YouTube channel. And we'll be coming up with a Christmas virtual crop. It's going to be called Christmas Customs and Celebrations. It's December 3rd and 4th if you're in the US. If you're halfway across the world, it'll be December 4th and 5th. So stay tuned for that. There's a little bit of information on the blog about that, and we will be adding more information in a few weeks. We're getting our times and things set up. We have our projects already set. And we also have another neat project we have planned for December that we'll be bringing to you via the blog.